Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe New Eternia, Panthor. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here we have very nice artwork. So we've got the Mattel Creations logo up here, Masters of the Universe New Eternia down here, and then Panthor in the jungle. But look, looks like some type of Snake Man temple back here. In fact, is it Snake Man or is it Hordak? I can't tell. I don't think that's Hordak. It looks like a snake woman. Oh, there it is. So very, very nice. You know, the moon behind Panthor, very, very cool. Or at least one of the moons. And then you flip it up to the top, and this artwork from the front carries over to the top. And here you can see a Skeleton riding a dragon of some sort and a couple of other moons. Or maybe close by planets. I don't know. And then, you know, the jungle motif carries over to nice Starfield back there. On the bottom, the artwork carries around to the bottom as well. And you can see, like, this is a tree branch, I guess, that Panthor is standing on, and it, you know, moves up and then back down. Some type of giant dragonfly with a hook for a tail. I wouldn't want to run into him. There in the background, you can see Mechanic looking around. And that's pretty much it for those three panels. Then here on this side we have Masterverse. And on the other side over here, we also have Masterverse. Then finally, let's move around to the back. And I guess this is a progression of the story. Mechanic has found him. He's caught up with Panthor and Skeletor. And now they're about to do battle. Masters of the Universe New Eternia, original designs inspired by classic concepts. And then Mattel, empowering generations through play. And there it is again in French, it looks like. So, very, very, the artwork on this box is just, it's amazing. And then I think there's a panel on the inside as well. And you can see, like, the flaps here continue the artwork a little bit, but then it darkens out. And then on this side it doesn't darken out. And there's the artist's signature there. I don't know, I can't read it, so I don't know what it says. So then you open the box up, and then you got some nice line artwork of Panthor. Beep. So that, and then the Masters of the Universe New Eternia logo. And then here we have a flap in here that pulls out. And push that back some. And again, we have some nice artwork. This time, Skeletor directing Panthor, standing in the same position, it looks like. And then you can even see the Skeleton and the temple in the background. So this is kind of a further back shot of it, because you can't see up under the branch there. So, and that doesn't really look like New Eternia Skeletor to me. That looks like the Walmart exclusive classic Skeletor, but I could be wrong. And then, you know, this flap has some more of the artwork on it, and it's very, I love this artwork. And then this one as well, and then it kind of darkens out over here. There's that dragonfly with the hook tail again. And then, oops, Open that back up. Boop. And then here it says Panthor, Savage Cat. Dire panthers are the alpha predators of Eternia's dark hemisphere. So it was a boon to Skeletor when he found a stray cub. He raised the cub to be his loyal pet, nurtured it with havoc magic, and transformed it into his savage steed, Panthor. So, very, very nice. And now we kind of have a backstory. I've never heard that. I've never heard a backstory on Panthor before. It was always just because he was kind of there. So, there we go. Very, very nice packaging. And I have to say, Masters of the Universe, really, they always kind of hit it out of the park with the artwork on their packaging. Just my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. So that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Well, let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. And as you can see, there's a backdrop back there now, because I always miss something when I'm covering the packaging with these folks that have, you know, all these special inserts and stuff like that. So I did miss this piece, which is, you know, I covered part of it because I got this part and I just didn't realize that there was another side to it. But there is, and as you can see, nice fantasy type landscape. And then we've got the new Eternia version of Snake Mountain here, and just lots of jungle. So it's in the jungle this time, or the forest rather. So let's get that out of the way. So finally, all done with the packaging stuff. So now let's take a look at the actual accessories for the figure. First of all, he comes with this spear, and I have to say, I like this. It's very kind of primitive looking, like it was made out of, you know, just chipped, like an old Native American arrowhead. And then, or not out of one, but like one, you know. And then it's got this nice skull deco on it. And then, of course, a more modern looking spear. And it's a little bit short, and it's all molded in this one color. So that's a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen this maybe in a different color. And if they were even going to do it metal, you know, just a slightly different tone than what the plastic is. And it does look like this is not really silver necessarily, but maybe like a gunmetal-ish kind of silver color. So, but it does look cool. Nice molded details in it. Now let's take a look at the helmet next. Now, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of this helmet. It just, you know, it kind of reminds me more of Battle Cat than Panthor, because of course Panthor originally did not come with any headgear. But I would have liked something that had like ram's horns up in this area. But, you know, we're taking a look at what there is. And it looks like there might be a little bit of overspray or maybe a little bit of wash on this. But it could just be the lights. I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, you know, there's lots of pitting and scarring and stuff in this helmet. So, it, you know, it's seen a lot of action. And then it's got these two, you know, horns on there. And then open eye holes. So you can actually see the character's eyes through it. And we'll get to that when we get to that part of the review, and then, you know, just how it goes on. So, I mean, it's not a bad looking piece. I think it looks a little too battle catty to me. Now here is the saddle, and it is made out of a very soft, flexible rubber, and it's molded in this silvery color. And then it looks like the top might, again, like the helmet, might have a little bit of a wash on it. But it's hard to tell. It could just be the lights. But it would be nice if we had some paint apps, like for this skull and rib kind of thing. And maybe some paint apps on the seats there. But he does have this hoop and loop for the spear to go, and he has that on both sides. He's got this nice skull detail here, and the nice kind of bat. I don't want to call it the bat symbol, but you know, it's a bat symbol, or perhaps even a dragon. And then this nice piece here, and then well, this is part of the strap. That's not what I was trying to look at. This part right here, the stirrup, is actually, it actually pins in, so it can be removed. And in fact, you do have to install the one on this side when you take it out of the box, and it just posts in. You just give it a nice press and it goes right in. And then he's got these two straps here, and we'll see how that does over time. We know that the Revelation Battle Cat, you know, his saddle tends to slide all over the place. But even on this strap, you know, there's lots of nice molded detail in there, even if it's not, you know, super detailed, but it's not just a plain strap either. And then you have it on this as well, and it carries over into this also. So overall, I think it's a nice looking piece. Then he also comes with these two armor pieces that go on his front legs at the bottom right by the paws, and yeah, they do just clip on, and they are numbered. This one is number 1, and it goes on this side, which is the left, if he's, you know, facing the same way that you're facing here. So number 1 is goes on the left side, and then here it is all buttoned up. You know, those posts just pop through here, and this one does say number 2 on it, and as the cat is faced that way, it will be the right leg. Now let's take a look at Panthor himself. And I have to say, I don't know, I was kind of, before I got this guy out of the box, I was like, why did they use such a glossy paint? Or it might even be glossy plastic, or it could just be a glossy overlay. I'm not 100% sure. But then I thought about it, you know, Skeletor probably feeds this guy pretty good, so he has a nice shiny coat. And he's not just straight up purple, and you can see where some of the details have a little bit of black spray, or I don't know exactly what you want to call it, but you know, just the sculpted detail for the fur is really, really good. And then, you know, we've got some paint apps on the pads of the feet, and then on the top, you know, he's got some spots there. So even up the neck here, and right here on the head as well. So, you know, they did a really, really good job on this paint. You can see, like, some of this is looks like spots as well when you really look at spots here, and then you just like some lines, I guess. Not really lines, but they painted, you know, I don't know if it's a spray overlay or whatever. But anyway, it's some paint apps on there, and then, you know, his claws there have some black paint on them. And then I think the tail doesn't really look like it has any of that on it, so it's just molded in this purple color, I'm sure. Now let's take a look at the head, which is a new sculpt, and wow, look at that. These eyes are, I know it's not glass in there, but that's what it looks like. So it's a very certain type of very clear plastic, and it does have a very glass-like appearance, and it's more than likely that, you know, it's the eye, the pupil and stuff is a sticker, you know, on the back side of it, or even in the head, and then this is put over it. But it looks very nice, and this guy looks super, super bad. Look at him. He's even airplane earring, so you know he is not a happy kitty. Now, let's talk about the articulation a little bit, and we'll start with the head since we're right here. And they did add a new feature to this. Not like Battle Cat also already had an articulated jaw. So they added a new piece of, not necessarily articulation, but a new piece of movement at least. So when you open the jaw, his top palate here does come down to, you know, he's baring his teeth now. And look at the tongue, and then they put like that glossy overlay to it to make it look moist. And then nice sculpted detail and paint on the teeth. So I was like, is it broke? Is it broke? No. That's the way it's supposed to be. So let's talk about his other articulation, and we'll get, you know, we'll cover back to front, I guess. So the tail does spin 360 degrees. It's on a hinge, so it will go up and down. You can spin it and make it go, you know, however you want it for your pose. At the back legs, it's on a ball joint in here at this joint, so it will move in and out. It does go 360 degrees. It's got a bend here at this knee, and it'll bend back that far, and it'll bend forward that far, and it also has a 360 degree rotation. And everything I'm saying about this leg is good for this side as well, so that we don't have to waste time doing all four of the legs. So at this joint, it moves forward that far, and it moves back that far. And again, it's a hinge and swivel, so it does swivel around 360 degrees. At the actual ankle, it tilts. So it goes down that far, and then up that far, and then it does have rocker to it as well, so that's good. Then we've got a cut right here, so you know it'll lift and right. It might even go all the way around, but it feels very tight, so I don't want to force it. So that's pretty cool. And of course it, you know, it goes back and forward as well. And this cut at this joint, you know, pretty much the same thing here. And it twists. It doesn't feel like it goes all the way around, though. So there is that. And then, you know, forward and back. And it leans, you know, this way and this way. And the same with this one. It'll go left and right as well. Now the front legs, again, on a ball joint in here, so they go in and out. They rotate. It stops right here, and you could probably force it around that, but you really don't need to. And then it goes back that far, so you know, not too bad. And then single hinge and swivel here at this joint, and it's really tight. I've already heated it up once or twice, so it does rotate 360 degrees. And I may have to heat this up again. I don't know. We'll see. There it goes. So it bends forward that far, maybe 90 degrees. And here I am fighting with it to get it back out, and then it goes the opposite way that far. It does have a hinge here at the ankle, and it goes down that far, and it goes up that far. And again, there is rocker in there as well. Then here at this neck joint, it goes down that far, it goes up that far, and it doesn't go left and right. At where the head and the neck meet, it goes down that far, It goes up that far, and he can look left and right a little bit. And then let's see. And you can do the full Exorcist with it if for some reason that you need to. Now, what I'm going to do here is pause it for a second and put the armor and stuff on him, or at least the saddle, and then we'll come back because y'all don't want to watch me fumbling with all that. Alright, so here we go. Got the saddle all back on Panthor, and I have to say that actually looks really good on him. And unfortunately, you know, it covers up all the spots and stuff on his back, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose. So this is number 1, so it goes on this side, and again, you just wrap it around and push the little post through, and there we have that. And this one will unlatch. And we'll put it on the other side. And fits on there. And even the seam lines up pretty good. Not a lot of gapping in there, so that's pretty cool. Then the helmet just kind of goes over the head, and you push it back till it just kind of goes into place. It clips behind the ears, but you won't like hear it. You might feel it sometimes. But it goes on there. I'm not, again, not the biggest fan of that. Now this piece goes through this way, or I guess you can do it this way. Either way it goes, it's gonna make like the figure who's riding him, you know, it's gonna make their legs go out, and you know, it gets hung up on the figure a little bit as well. This figure, not the one riding it. So this is the way I put it. It seems to be the most unobtrusive way to put it. That may not be the most visually appealing way to put it, but that's the way that I put it. So, and then I know that you know, this is new Eternia, but it looks like all the paintings and stuff all show the Walmart exclusive classic Skeletor, not Master of the Universe classics, but the Masterverse classic version. There you can see those nice glossy eyes behind there. And wow, I would not want to see this guy coming at me even without all the armor and stuff. And I will say this about the saddle. It does have 2 straps on it, and I think this works a lot better than the Revelation Battle Cats saddle. Now it will slide some, so you know, it's not gonna hold itself in place, and it is, you know, you can see it's sitting up high on the figure, so it is squishy. But I don't think it's going to be that big a deal once a figure gets on it. And I know that's what you guys want to see, so let me get one. Alright, and the figure I've got to try out for Panthor is new Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor. So I think this is one of the coolest looking Skeletors we've gotten out of the new Eternia line. So, you know, this flap gets in the way some. There, we've got a foot in the stirrup on that side. Got a foot in the stirrup on this side. We'll angle it down just a little bit. And of course there goes the helmet. So, and of course, you know, you got to hang on. So we'll put his hand right there. Let's see if we can get the helmet back on. Go. And of course the foot came out of the stirrup, so let's go ahead and pull the spear out. And we'll put the foot back in the stirrup, and I bet the one on the other side came out, so I guess it is what it is. There's that. Let's turn this way. It didn't come completely out. It did on this side again. So let's pull back a little bit and see what that looks like. So there we have Battle Armor Skeletor riding Panthor. I have to say that looks pretty darn cool, if I say so myself, and I do. Even though I won't say my posing is the best. But there you have it, my friends. There's a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And here we have the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Masters of the Universe New Eternia Panthor, with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation Battle Cat. Here we have the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Masters of the Universe New Eternia Panthor, with the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Cringer from the Prince Adam and Cringer 2-pack. Here we have the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Masters of the Universe New Eternia Panthor, with the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Boreas. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Masters of the Universe New Eternia Panthor, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee, from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, from Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for our final Masterverse comparison, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man. for final thoughts on the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Panthor, I have to say, I really, really dig this version of Panthor. This character's been a long time coming in Masterverse. I'm glad that New Eternia is the line that they decided to stick it in. And there's not much I don't like about this version of Panthor. I like the fact that he's got weapon storages on the side of the saddle, on both sides of the saddle actually, and he actually comes with a weapon for his rider to use. The skull motif throughout the saddle, the spikes, the bats, or dragons maybe, there's dragons. On the sides, it's got those little armor strap pieces that kind of mirror Skeletor's crotch protection. And, you know, the eyes where they look like, you know, maybe glass was used, but it's not. I don't think it's glass. You know, it's a very, like, acrylic maybe, but it's a very glossy kind of acrylic, and then the eyes are either painted on the back of those or they're painted on the inside of the head, and then those pieces are put over that. The fact that his upper palate for his mouth drops down so that he bares his teeth more and looks more vicious. And when I saw the original pictures of this and saw that the purple of the fur was really shiny, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but it ends up that I do like it. That, you know, the black shading that they do on it and the spots and stuff are just awesome. Awesome. If I had one complaint about this figure, and it's a reasonably small one, is the helmet. I like the helmet okay, but I'm not a super fan of it. I would have much rather have seen like something with ram horns on it around, you know, the top of the head or something to that effect. I mean, it's not that this is a bad helmet or anything like that. I do like the fact of it that, you know, it's kind of looks like Battle Cat's helmet, and, you know, it does actually have eye slits in it, so you can see those wonderful eyes that they put on this figure. And I honestly thought that the Masterverse Revelation Battle Cat, you know, I would be super happy just if they never made another Masterverse Battle Cat. But after this, I really hope they do a New Eternia version of Battle Cat. And I'm sure that's probably in the plans. So we'll just have to wait and see. Another improvement that this one has over that Revelation Battle Cat is the straps for the saddle. I think they work a lot better. It's 2 straps instead of 1 strap. And I think they work a lot better than the Revelation Battle Cat single strap. Was it a single strap? I don't remember. I just remember that the saddle it moves a lot. And even though this one kind of sticks up a bit and it's poofy, you can mash it down. I feel like this saddle works a lot better than Battle Cat's. So, but we'll see. They may not use this mold again, but I hope that's not the case. I mean, you know, I don't want to shell out another $40 for another Battle Cat. But, you know, if they do as good a job as they did on this Panthor, just detail wise and improving, you know, like the saddle straps and giving him actual eye slits and the eyes that they gave him, rather than, you know, Battle Cat had painted on eyes, at least on the helmet, because that's I keep him with the helmet on. But, you know, I like the look of this one a lot more than that Battle Cat. That Battle Cat does lean, you know, it kind of does lean heavily into its source material, which is the animation look. So would I like a more quote-unquote realistic looking Battle Cat? Yes, I would. Something more in the vein of this Panthor. And again, it's not that I want to shell out that $40, but, you know, I feel like $40 is a fair price for what you get with this. I don't think that at $40 this is overpriced. I think it's just the right price. It feels that way to me. Of course, that's my opinion. Your mileage may vary. You may hate this Panthor, and, you know, if you do, we'll just have to agree to disagree, because I can't agree with that. I think this is a fine addition to the new Eternia line. I think it's a fine addition to the Masterverse line, and I think it's probably the best Panthor Mattel has done. But again, that's all just my opinion. Your mileage may vary, and if you can't tell, I really dig this, and then I've been waiting for a while for them to get a Panthor off of that Revelation Battle Cat mold, and they finally done it, and I think they did an excellent job with it. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.